Yes, ma. Good morning to all. Hamsini, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma. Good morning, ma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Is my audio and the board clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Let us wait for few more minutes. Only two more have to join, I think so. Are you writing exams in your school?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
No, ma'am.
How do you write?
No, ma'am.
No, ma. How do you write the exam in your school and thinking right now?
Ma'am.
Somebody is talking. Somebody is talking. Right, ma. Pardon?
Ma'am will be in the video. We should on a
Who is talking? I'm not able to hear. Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you write which school, ma? You are?
Sunshine, ma'am.
Pardon, ma?
Sunshine, Chennai Senior Secondary School.
Chennai Senior Sunshine,
Sunshine, ma'am.
Sunshine. How do they conduct the exam, ma?
Ma'am, the teacher shares the question paper on screen, and then we have to switch on the video, and we should write the test, ma'am. She'll invigilate.
Then how the paper is corrected and given?
Ma'am, we have
Google
to
Classroom, ma'am.
it through Google Classroom, ma'am.
Okay. That way also we shall try it out. I will check with sir.
Okay, ma'am.
How many chapters you have completed your test in your school?
2, ma'am.
2 chapters, ma'am.
2 chapters. Okay.
In chemistry, 2 chapters.
Yeah. This is Sunshine. Ovia from Sunshine from DAV?
No test, ma'am.
No test. Okay. It is very difficult. Number of students are many. Okay. Any other school other than DAV and Sunshine? Do you have any other children other than these 2 schools? DAV and Sunshine. Is there any other school students? No. Okay. DAV people, even though even though you are not written the exam, DAV people, but keep writing. Test is equal with the questions at the back of the chapter. That would be easy for you. Yes, ma'am. Akila, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. There's Raghav.
Yes, sir.
I'm making you the host, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, sir. Those who are from DAV, you can start. That is, you might pay. That is mean when you open the net. When you open the net of previous years board question papers, there are many board question papers. Take up the questions. Check out write down the answer. Get practice yourself. Then we will check with sir and we will keep test over here. How to go ahead. Okay. Let us start with the content, ma'am. 9 students, 2 are yet to come. Let us join. Let us start with that. We discussed about physical properties, difference between physical properties of metals and non-metals we were talking about. Isn't it? I completed with physical properties of metals and non-metals. Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have to go with the difference in chemical properties of metals and non-metals. First property, when I talk about the chemical properties, reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. When I talk about reaction of metals, we are going to study how metals and non-metals react with oxygen. Do all metals react with oxygen in the same way? Let us see. Now, metals, react with oxygen to form metal oxide. Metal oxide. Do all metals react with oxygen in the same way? No. Why? All metals are of same type? No. They are different in nature. So all metals, will they react in the same way? No. But all metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. But the reactivity of metal with oxygen won't remain the same. There will be some difference in their reactivity. Then how am I to read it? How am I to study it? There are many metals are there. How am I to read all metals? You need not study all metals. You can study about the properties of metals in the reactivity series. I can group the metals of reactivity series in this way. Sodium means always the pair is potassium. Why means the way sodium reacts, the same way potassium reacts. There is no difference in that. So one is the sodium, potassium. Next is calcium and magnesium. The way calcium reacts, magnesium also goes in the same way. So when you study of calcium, they do some difference, but differences are very less. The way they behave in almost all places, they behave the same way. They differ only in my very less characteristics. They differ. So we go with this thing. Third category is aluminum. Next is iron, copper, zinc will come. Iron, copper, zinc. Next is silver, gold, platinum. You categorize these metals in this 5 order. If you study the reaction of metals of this is enough. Because these are the metals which we are mostly come across. They differ much in their properties. The other metals which are very less in usage, properties are differ, so we need not worry about that. The more metals which are highly used, highly in use, those metal properties alone we study. So we categorize this 5 categories. First, how do metals? I'm taking the first category, sodium. Sodium burns violently with oxygen. I said doesn't react. I said burns violently with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Sodium charges +1, oxygen -2, crisscross. The formula is Na2O. Whenever you write the inorganic equation, it should be a balanced chemical equation. I am balancing. Here 1 sodium, here 2 sodium, so I put 2 here. Oxygen 2 oxygen, 1 oxygen, I put 2. So 2 together. When I put 2, sodium becomes 4. So I change it to 2. Sodium burns violently with oxygen. The same way, potassium. I need not worry about that. I can copy as such. Because both are of same group. Same group. Potassium also burns violently with oxygen. So only sodium and potassium are kept in kerosene. Sodium and potassium are always stored in kerosene. Why? When they expose it to oxygen, they burns violently with oxygen. So only they are always kept in kerosene. Shall I rub it off?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Next category.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going for the second category. Calcium. They belong to second group. Then calcium. I say that calcium reacts fastly. Reacts fastly. React means they don't burn. They don't burn. They react. They don't burn. They react. But the reaction is very faster. Calcium reacts with oxygen to form calcium oxide. Here +2, here -2. They get cancelled out. So the formula is calcium CaO. I have to balance to see one calcium, oxygen 2. I put 2. When I put 2, calcium becomes 2. I put 2 here. Similarly, the way calcium reacts, magnesium also reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide because they belong to same group. Both the charge remains the same. Then this if I can prove it. Compared to this, I can show this. The magnesium ribbons available in the form of silvery white. You might your science teacher must be buying for to show the test magnesium ribbons. But magnesium reacts with oxygen. That is one thing you should not confuse. Magnesium ribbon is silvery white. Very how the anklet looks. Anklet, which is a silver, it's of silver, very white. But when you keep it exposed to oxygen for a week, and if you come and see, you can see that your white color deposits over will be the shining appearance will get corroded very easily. So only I say magnesium reacts violently. Reacts violently. But the same thing in the first chapter, you might have learned magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen to form white powder. How it burns? It burns with a dazzling white light. See, if I ignite it, only magnesium burns. If I don't ignite it, magnesium only reacts with oxygen. Understand the difference, I say. If I ignite means I burnt the magnesium, then magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen as a dazzling white light to form magnesium oxide. If I don't burn, it reacts with oxygen and forms a white powder will be formed on the soil, on the wire. It gets corroded, the shining appearance goes off. But that is not the case with sodium and potassium. Sodium, just I keep it outside on the table, it catches fire. So when I say sodium burns violently, it gets burnt on its own. Magnesium, when I burnt it, it burns with dazzling white light. Otherwise, it reacts very fastly. It reacts fastly with oxygen. Within a week, you can see that white deposit is being formed. Understand the difference, what I mean it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next, shall I go for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Next category is aluminium. Aluminium reacts with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Aluminium valency is 3, oxygen to crisscross, so the formula is Al2O3. To balance it, aluminium 2 aluminium, I put 2 here, oxygen 2, here 3. So I have to make it as an even number, just to multiply by 2. 3 2 success, 2 3 success. When I put 2 here, aluminium becomes 4, so I put 4. Understand? Here also I can prove that. Nowadays we are not using aluminium vessels. Earlier people were using it. Nowadays we are not using aluminium vessels. But we are using Indian cooker. Very good example I can say. Cooker, your cooker, your vadasati tavas. Either that vadasati means we say the tawa. The tawa may be made of either of iron or maybe of indalium. Why? When you deep fry it, it needs much heat to withhold. That can be done only by indalium or by iron tawa, iron kadai. That indalium is nothing but alloy of aluminum. Indalium is nothing but alloy of aluminum. You can see that when if you have washed that cooker, that white color cooker, if you have washed, you can see that something black color will come out. After you wash it, it shines. But after immediately, you can see after 2 days, that shining goes on. Shining goes on. It reacts, but the reaction is very slow. So only there is no loss of metal. In magnesium, you can see the loss of metal. In aluminium, you cannot say. If you ask your mother how old that cooker is, your mother must be 10 years. My cooker is around 20 years old. Yet there is a loss of metal. We know the corrosion. Corrosion leads to loss of quality of metal. But the corrosion doesn't affect the quality of the metal in the same way. Only iron gets corroded very badly. So only we are talking of corrosion of iron more. But other metals corrosion we never talk about, because by corrosion loss of metal is very, very less. If your aluminum is getting corroded very faster, means reacting with oxygen, it gets corroded very faster, means then there should be a loss of metal. But my cooker is old of 20 years old. Therefore, we say that aluminium reacts with oxygen, but the rate of reaction is very slow. It reacts with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Your corrosion is nothing but oxidation only. Here also, what is the reaction? It's an oxidation. Metal gets oxidized. Next, iron. Iron reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide. If I talk about iron oxide, There are two ions are there. That is plus charge is +2 is there, +3 is also there. But the stable one is +3. So +3 to form is Fe2O3 you will get. So 2, so 4, 3. Copper reacts, this you have already seen in the first chapter. Copper reacts with oxygen to form copper oxide. Copper +2, oxygen -2 get cancelled out CuO. So I balance it. This is formed as white in color. Sorry, copper oxide is black in color. Iron oxide is brown in color. Iron oxide, we call this a spheric oxide. Iron is in +3 state, so we call a spheric oxide, brown in color. This copper oxide is black in color. The other metal zinc is. Zinc reacts with oxygen to form zinc oxide, ZnO. This is white in color. These metals do not react with oxygen. They are called as noble metals. Why they are called noble metals? They do not react with any of the chemicals, so only we call them as noble metals. Understand or not? Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxides. The metal oxides are said to be basic in nature. Metal oxides are said to be basic in nature. How do you say it's a basic in nature? For example, sodium oxide, when I put in water, it dissolves in water to form sodium hydroxide. I balance it by putting 2. It's a base that already we have seen. Base is a substance which gives OH minus ion in aqueous solution. Since it gives base, when I put in water, I call this as a basic oxide. For example, if I take magnesium oxide plus water, I give magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium charges 2, hydroxide is 1. This cross, so the formula is MgOH5. This and all you should know. MgOH5 is balancing, is self-balanced. Since it gives a base, this metal oxide is said to be basic in nature. All metal oxides are basic in nature? No, there are exceptions. What are they? Example, aluminium oxide, zinc oxide. In your book, they are given only 2, but there are many. But you just beryllium oxide, SnO, SnO2. There are many other PbO, PbO2. They are not basic oxides. These oxides are said to be amphoteric oxide. Your book does only this. This is also there. But then you just to learn it, just for your understanding. Amphoteric oxide. What are amphoteric oxides? The oxides which shows both acid character and basic character is called as amphoteric oxide. Magnesium oxide shows only basic property. Whereas amphoteric oxide shows both acid property and basic property. So we call them as an amphoteric oxide. How am I to prove that it is an amphoteric oxide? Aluminium oxide reacts with amphoteric oxide. It behaves as I told that it shows both acid character and basic character. When it reacts with an acid, it shows basic character. When it reacts with an base, it shows an acid character. Sandhya, some that disturbance from your side, ma. Switch off your audio, ma. Aluminium oxide reacts with HCl to form aluminium chloride. Because again, I can tell these are nothing but neutralization reaction. Acid, it behaves as a base. Acid plus base reacts to form salt and water. Aluminium chloride, this we have already studied. Aluminium valency is 3. This is 1. This cross AlCl3 plus H2O. How am I to balance? I put it 2 over here. 2 Cl3, 6, 3. Balanced it. Here acid, in that case aluminum oxide is acting as a base. When it reacts with the base, aluminum oxide reacts with the base as an acid to form salt and water. Aluminum oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide that you have already studied. Sodium aluminate. Formula NaAlO2 plus H2O. It's a self-balanced equation. No self-balance. 2Al. Okay. 4 plus 1, 5. It's not self-balanced. I have balanced it. This is zinc oxide. Similarly, you can write it for zinc oxide. Already we have done in acids and bases salts. This is proves that aluminum oxide and zinc oxide are amphoteric in nature. What are amphoteric oxides? Amphoteric oxides are the oxides which shows both acidic character and basic character. Proof. Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all regarding metals react with oxygen. Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Then when we talk about metals react with oxygen, we have to talk about non-metals with oxygen. Non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxide. For example, carbon burns in the presence of oxygen. Burns in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Burns in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Sulfur reacts with oxygen to form SO2. Nitrogen reacts with oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. These are non-metallic oxides. Non-metallic oxides are said to be acidic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are said to be acidic in nature. How am I going to prove that they are acidic in nature? CO plus H2O gives H2CO3. It's a carbonic acid. SO2 plus H2O gives H2SO3. Don't write for this. This is reaction will be entirely different. You don't need to worry about that. But all oxides are said to be acidic in nature. All non-metals are acidic? No, there are some few are there. What are they? For example, carbon monoxide, N2O, NO, H2O, or comes under neutral oxides. Carbon dioxide is acidic oxide, whereas carbon monoxide is a neutral oxide. NO2 is an acidic oxide. N2O, this we call as nitrous oxide. It's nothing but laughing gas. When you smell this gas, unnecessarily we will laugh. So only it is called as a laughing gas. It initiates your hormone and make you to laugh unnecessarily. This is nitric oxide. This is nitric oxide. This you know water. These are neutral oxides. What is meant by a neutral oxide? The oxide which neither shows acidic property nor basic property. The oxide which shows neither acidic property nor basic property are called as neutral oxide. It's called as a neutral oxide. So what do you say? Metals react with oxygen to form metallic oxides. Metallic oxides are basic in nature except zinc oxide and aluminum oxide. Non-metallic oxide, non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature except CO, NO, N2O. They are called as neutral oxides. That's all regarding reaction with oxygen. Shall I pass on?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Understand? Shall I pass on to the next reaction?
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
reaction is that every detail I have given you. Understood or not? Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Next is reaction with water. Next is reaction with water. Reaction with water. Metal reacts with water to form metal oxide plus hydrogen. Metal oxide plus hydrogen. We know that metal oxides are basic in nature, that reacts with further with water to form metal hydroxide. So overall we say that metal reacts with water to form metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. What is that? It goes through via this metal oxide. First metal oxide forms, immediately reacts with water to form metal hydroxide. So what you will have in hand at the end, metal hydroxide and hydrogen. So overall I can write the reaction as metal plus water is metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. This is the general reaction. So shall I write, then we shall go the individual reactions. All metals react with water in the same way they differ. How? Metals, like first, the same way, 5 groups only we will discuss. First group, sodium. Sodium burns violently with oxygen. Burns violently with oxygen to form sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. Balance it. 2, H2, I have to make 2, 2. Okay. Here, when I talk about here, I have to think. This reaction is an exothermic reaction. Heat energy is given out. Sodium itself catches fire easily. Sodium burns violently with oxygen, with water. But this reaction is exothermic. Heat energy is given out. Gas produces hydrogen gas. When heat is given out, this hydrogen gas again catches fire. So only we can say there is a dense burning is very, very violent. When I compare sodium with water, reaction is very violent than sodium with oxygen. Why? Sodium just burns violently with oxygen, but here this also burns violently with water. But along with that, there are some other factors which initiate the heating, which makes the burning very violently. Why? Reaction is exothermic. Heat energy is given out. When the heat is produced, hydrogen easily catches fire. So the fire is because of sodium reacting with water and also a hydrogen burning due to heat produced. So only we say that sodium burns violently with water. Violently, even when you are handling sodium, you should be very careful. Even a very, very small piece of sodium, when it comes in contact with water, it catches fire. It's because of this reason. Then how we potassium? Potassium also, the way sodium reacts, potassium also goes in the same way. Then here and then you cannot see anything. Hydrogen evolution gas and then we cannot test here. Understand or not? Next. Then potassium you have to write down, is your duty. I will do for only one. It is your duty to do it. Potassium also goes in the same way. 2K plus 2H2O gives 2KOH plus H2. This is your duty. Next category, what is that? Calcium and magnesium. One thing I want to mention. Sodium reacts very violently even with cold water. Even with cold water. Even with cold water, it burns violently. Means then its reactivity with hot water, normal water will be very fast because they are of higher energy. So reaction will be very, very violent. Next is, when I talk about calcium, calcium reacts with water in a lukewarm condition. I can say calcium reacts with water in a lukewarm condition. The reaction of calcium in water is not that much violent as that of sodium. It reacts faster, but it doesn't burn. It reacts, but it doesn't burn. So reactivity of calcium is lesser than sodium, but calcium also reacts faster. But it doesn't burn to form calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Balancing. Understand? Here, what happens? this is not that much exothermic. It is exothermic, but the reaction is not that much exothermic to make hydrogen gas catch fire. To make hydrogen gas catch fire. It is also exothermic. The heat energy produced is not that much higher to make hydrogen to catch fire. So only we say that there is no burning you observe in calcium. Just it reacts faster. It reacts faster, but reactivity with sodium, when I compare, it is lesser. But compared with other metals, it reacts very faster. Immediately you can see the evolution of hydrogen gas. Since it is not that much exothermic, the heat is not that much evolved, it is exothermic, but the heat energy evolved is not that much to make hydrogen to catch fire. So only we didn't see any burning over there. When the hydrogen gas comes out, it carries the metal, and you might have seen any gas when it comes out, it carries along with that. So it makes calcium to float on the surface. It carries the metal to the surface, and so the metal floats on the surface. It is not only for calcium, any metal. But if I use iron and all, very heavier, so it doesn't take. Calcium are softer, so it carries the metal to the surface. Clear? The same way for magnesium too. The same way for magnesium too. But magnesium reacts with only with lukewarm water. Lukewarm, not the water is not that much very hotter. Just a little heating. Why? Magnesium will always have a coating on its surface because highly reactive with oxygen. So the outer surface doesn't allow the metal to react. So you make the water to a lukewarm. Just initiates the heat, then it reacts. Understood? Calcium and magnesium the same way. Here in this case, I can see the bubbles coming out because it is not burning. I can see the bubbles coming out. By the equation, I know that hydrogen gas is evolved. How am I to confirm the presence of hydrogen gas? How am I to confirm the gas evolved is hydrogen gas? Then, the same way that we have already studied in acids, bases, and salts, the gas evolved. You bring a burning splinter near the hydrogen gas. The gas burns with the salt, and the burner and the splinter puts salt. These are the two observations you say. That confirms that the evolved gas is hydrogen gas. The gas burns with the top salt, and the splinter puts off. These are the two observations which proves that the evolved gas is hydrogen gas. Next, if I talk about aluminium. Here, earlier I told all our utensils were made up of aluminium. If they are reacting with water, we may not be using aluminium. Understand? That is a proof that it doesn't react with water. But aluminium reacts with water when it is being supplied in the form of steam. The boiling condition, steam. So when I represent this gas, with this particular metal, you have to represent as G. It understands that water in the form of steam. If it water in the form of steam, then aluminium forms only aluminium oxide plus hydrogen. When aluminium reacts with water in the form of steam, it forms aluminium oxide. Iron reacts with water in the form of steam. It forms iron oxide. It is a mixed oxide. Here, what oxide is there? We see that it's a mixed oxide. Mixed oxide means it is a mixture of FeO plus Fe2O2. Add up Fe3O4. Fe3O4 is a mixture of +2 and +2. We combine it, we write it as Fe3O4 plus S2. Balance it. Zinc also reacts with water in the form of steam to form zinc oxide plus hydrogen. Whereas silver, gold, platinum do not react with water. Even in the form of steam too, they do not react. This is the reactivity of metal with water. Got it? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, when I talk about reactivity of metal with water, then I have to study about reactivity of non-metal with water. Non-metals do not react with water. So only they didn't give the reaction of non-metals with water. Shall I pass on to the third chemical reaction?
Yes, ma'am.
We did with metal reactivity with oxygen, reactivity with water. Now, reaction with acids. When I talk about acids, mainly we take into consideration hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. Mostly we take it. Let us talk about these two. Later I will come over here. Why? That I will tell you. If I talk about sodium plus HCl, yes, for generally how can I write? Metal plus acid is metal salt plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas. This is the way generally the reaction takes place with metal with acids. For example, I take sodium. I play HCl. Yes. Sodium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Balance it. Again, I can say this reaction is very, very violent. Why? I already told. It is exothermic. Exothermic means why? All acids, if you have gone to your school laboratory, the acids would be kept in a separate place. When you open the stopper and see, you can see the vapors coming out. It's because of heat. Because of heat. So it is only highly of high energy. Then metal is highly reactive. So immediately it produces heat. That heat makes hydrogen to catch fire. So only we don't, this evolution of hydrogen takes place very faster. But we don't perform this experiment in the laboratory. Why? Handling hydrogen gas is very difficult if the reaction is highly exothermic. It catches fire. So only we are not using these metals in the laboratory. Metals catches fire. Similarly, the way sodium, potassium also the same way. Next to calcium, the same way. Here calcium catches fire. Why? This HCl is more, you are saying, ma'am, with water you didn't say that it catches fire. Water is at normal condition. It is not of much energy. As is all acids, you can see vapors coming out. That tells us they are already in the hot condition. Energy of acids are already in the hot condition. So what happens? Calcium also burns and release hydrogen gas. So in some places, what the people will do, they keep the acid in cooled acid, keeping in water, they cool it, then they add it, so that the reactivity of metals can be slowed down. So the violent nature can be reduced. For that purpose, we do. Understand or not? They also do that. Next metal, if I talk about aluminium. Aluminium reacts faster. They won't burn. It reacts faster. But the general metals, the moderate reactive metals that we use in our laboratory is zinc. Zinc plus HCl, yes, zinc chloride plus HCl. So only we say that moderate. So only we are using this metal in our laboratory. Iron reacts with HCl to form FeCl2 plus H2. If you have a doubt, don't use iron, because iron in some places gives +3. Understand that, and all you have to be very careful. Iron reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide. I said that Fe2O3. But when it reacts with water, it forms in the form of steam, it forms Fe3O4. Here it forms only +2. +3 is not formed. Why? Hydrogen is a reducing agent. Iron is a reducing agent. Fe3 plus means what? It is moving from +1, +2 to +3, get oxidized. But hydrogen is a reducing agent. So it doesn't allow to get oxidized. It only gets reduced. So it always keeps that iron is in +2 state. It doesn't allow to get oxidized. So only we get FeCl2. So be careful when you are taking iron. Next is copper. Copper HCl, no reaction. Why? These are nothing but what type of reaction it is. It is nothing but a displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? Metal, highly reactive metal displaces a low reactive element from its compound. Zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, so it displays. But copper is less reactive than hydrogen, so it doesn't displace hydrogen from acids. Silver, gold, platinum do not react with acid. They are noble metals. Understand or not? This you should be very careful. Often asked question. Why copper does not displace hydrogen from acid? Because copper is less reactive than hydrogen, so it doesn't displace hydrogen from acid. Clear? Clear? With the same case with sulfuric acid also. But you will write, if I use zinc plus sulfuric acid, wait, I'll come. If I use zinc plus sulfuric acid, then I get zinc sulfate plus hydrogen, the corresponding metal salt and hydrogen. Understand? So I told then with hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, the reaction remains the same. Understand? When I said that I will talk about nitric acid nature. I think. Why? Here, nitric acid has one specialty nature that is called as it is a very good oxidizing agent. It's a very good nitric acid is a very good oxidizing agent. What is an oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent is a substance which provides oxygen. So, when I use nitric acid in the place of sulfuric acid, yes, I get hydrogen, but it also acts as an oxidizing agent. It provides oxygen so that hydrogen gets converted into water and it gets reduced to NO or N2O or NO2. Depends upon the metal it reacts. If it is oxidizing agent means what will happen? It will get reduced. For example, zinc, when it reacts with concentrated nitric acid, you get zinc nitrate plus NO2 plus H2O. I said that hydrogen get oxidized to water. What happens? This get reduced. How it get reduced? It reduced to NO or N2O or NO2. Depends upon the metal it reacts. Based on the metal it reacts, and also if it is concentrated nitric acid, always you use NO2. If you use dilute nitric acid, then either you get NO or N2O depending upon the nature of the metal it reacts. So only we are not talking about nitric acid because it also functions as an oxidizing agent. So only metals when they react with nitric acid, they do not displace hydrogen gas. You are not getting hydrogen gas when metal reacts with nitric acid. Why? Nitric acid is a very good oxidizing agent. It oxidizes the hydrogen produced into water and itself gets reduced to NO, N2O or NO2. Clear? But there is an exception. Metals like magnesium and manganese alone displace hydrogen from nitric acid. That you have to learn because it's an exception. Metals like manganese and magnesium displace hydrogen from nitric acid. No other metal will displace hydrogen from nitric acid. Only magnesium and manganese alone will displace. Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in this?
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Next, when I talk about, here we are talking about metals. Metals react with acid to form the corresponding source. But when we talk about non-metals, non-metals react with sulfuric acid, but non-metals also react with acid, but doesn't produce hydrogen gas. They form some other compound, but they do not produce hydrogen gas. When we talk about acid, metal reacts with acid, hydrogen gas is liberated. Non-metal also reacts with acid. It forms the corresponding metal salt is formed. Here you won't get metal salt. It's some other products will be, but hydrogen also will not be produced. For example, sulfur reacts with sulfuric acid, you get SO2 plus water. Just for the example I'm giving. Sulfur plus nitric acid, when you add, you get SO2 plus H2SO4 plus NO2 plus H2O. You get different products. So only we have not touched over these. Non-metals also react with acid to give different products. But hydrogen is not being produced with non-metals. Whereas metals react with acid to liberate hydrogen gas. Non-metals react with acid to form the corresponding salts. Here, sulfuric acid and nitric acid are acting as an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. And the products obtained are different. Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next, how do metals react with solution of other metals? That we have already done number of times in the displacement reaction. How do metals react with other metal salt solutions? For example, zinc plus another salt solution, silver chloride. What will happen? You get zinc chloride plus silver. Balance it. Yes. But if I add silver plus zinc chloride, what is the reaction? No reaction. Why? Zinc is more reactive than silver. So it displays silver from its compound. Whereas silver is less reactive than zinc. So it cannot displace silver from its compound. So this is the way you have to answer. You have to talk about in terms of silver. In this particular, you have to talk in terms of zinc. Why? Zinc only trying to displace. Silver is not trying to displace. Because it's a compound, stable form. Zinc only trying to displace silver. Yes, silver only trying to displace zinc. So you have to talk answer in terms of silver. Silver is less reactive than zinc, so it cannot displace zinc from its compound. So no reaction. Zinc is more reactive than silver, so zinc displaces silver from its compound. So you get the point. And silver gets precipitated. To know this is nothing but a displacement reaction. If I want to know this displacement reaction to understand which undergoes which metal displaces which metal, then I should know the reactivity series. What is reactivity series? Arrangement of metals in the decreasing order of the reactivity is called as reactivity series. Arrangement of metals in the decreasing order of the reactivity is called as reactivity series. What is the reactivity series? Starts with potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. Above copper, we have hydrogen. Above copper, we have hydrogen. If I know this is the reactivity of metal decreases in this order, from this I can easily know that. So iron is brown in color. No, iron is gray in color. Gray. Copper, brown in color. Zinc, silvery gray. It is silvery gray. Aluminum also you can say gray. Magnesium, silvery gray. Most of the metals are silvery gray only. From that we can easily identify silver, silvery gray, silver, shining, silver, gold, platinum. Likewise, we take it up. For example, you might be having aluminium plus copper sulfate. Aluminium is gray in color. Copper sulfate is blue in color. When you convert, you get aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate is white in color. And copper gets dissipated. Copper will be brown in color. You can see the brown deposit of copper over here. It also can be called as a precipitation reaction because copper gets precipitated. So I can call this reaction also as a precipitation reaction. The question will be asked, what do you observe? What do you observe means you can see that copper sulfate solution, blue in color, slowly changes into colorless. And the gray color of aluminium, over gray color of aluminium, I can see the deposit, brown color deposit of copper. This you have to mention it. What do you observe? What happens? What do you observe? Then the question being asked in such way. And where in all chemical reactions, you have to, whether they specify or not, you have to write down the chemical reaction. That's all regarding this difference between metals and non-metals based on their chemical reaction. Chemical reaction we are seeing study with oxygen, reaction with water, reaction with acid, and reaction with metal salt solution. Then, do non-metals react with metal salt solution? If I write Na2SO4, non-metals, no reaction. They cannot displace because non-metals are less reactive. Such type of reactions we don't see in non-metals. Shall I talk about the questions at the back of the chapter?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt regarding what we have done so far? If you have a doubt, means you tell me what doubt you have, I will clarify. Later we can go for the next part. No doubt means I will go ahead with the content. Any doubt?
No.
Niranjan?
No doubt, ma'am.
No doubt there. Next, Hamsini?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear. So, okay, I will go with that. Okay. Now, let us do the in-text questions. In-text questions, we can go ahead. Why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? Pujita. Why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, because sodium burns vigorously in oxygen, presence of oxygen.
Burns vigorously with oxygen. So it is kept in kerosene. But will you write the chemical equation here or not? Yes, you are supposed to write. It's chemistry chapter. Wherever the question being asked, wherever the chemical reactions there, you are supposed to write. It reacts, burns violently in the presence of oxygen to form sodium oxide. I don't know the chemical reaction. So that it is kept in kerosene. Write the chemical reactions for iron with steel. Akash, iron with steam. What's the product, ma? Akash, iron with steam. Akash, are you able to unmute? Yes. Okay. How iron reacts with steam?
Fe plus H2O in gaseous form.
A gaseous form, you have to specify it. Then the product form is? That only I told.
Fe2O4 plus.
Fe2O4. Fe3O4.
Fe3O4 plus.
Plus Fe3O4 plus H2.
H2, hydrogen gas.
Fe3O4 I told us it's a mixed oxide. It's a mixture of FeO plus Fe2O2. Iron has two valencies, plus 2 and plus 3. If it is plus 2, you form FeO. If it is plus 3 means you get Fe2O3. Combine 2, you get Fe3O4. Got it? Next, calcium and potassium with water. Amrita.
Yes, ma'am.
Amrita.
Calcium reacts with hot water to form, or lukewarm water to form calcium oxide plus hydrogen.
Calcium oxide apangom. Water na, it is only hydroxide. Water in the form of steam na, you will get oxide. That you have to keep in mind.
Calcium hydroxide plus water.
Calcium hydroxide plus water apangom.
Plus hydrogen.
Calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen. Ca plus H2O gives CaOH twice plus H2. Then you have to write it for potassium too. Now, see the third question. Mostly you will get the questions of such type. For example, here iron 2 sulfate. That is iron 2 sulfate is ferrous sulfate. Copper sulfate. Next is zinc sulfate. Next is silver nitrate. Silver nitrate is AgNO2. Now A. They are given no reaction. Displacement takes place. Means that they have not told anything about here. It means that they have not performed the reaction. So since they have not given anything, with that you cannot come to a conclusion. You can come to a conclusion only with their performance, not without performance. So no reaction. A doesn't react with FeSO4. Tells that A is less reactive than iron. It displaces. So it tells me that A is more reactive than copper. This is the conclusion I arrived from this. A, ferrous sulfate, doesn't no reaction, doesn't react. What does it mean? A cannot displace iron. Why? A is less reactive than iron. Displaces. So A is displacing. So A is more reactive than copper. This is the information. I do not know how A and zinc reacts. That and I do not know. Because they have not performed the reaction. Understood or not? Then, from the for B, what information you arrive at? For B, here displacement. Here third, no reaction. So what information you arrive at? Let me check it out. I'm not seeing the studio. Wait. I'm seeing. Wait. I'm not able to see. Hamsini, Pujita, ma'am, the connection is weak. Yes, ma'am. Outside is raining. Raining. Ovia. It is raining outside. Shall we wind up the class? Otherwise, it's because otherwise it will be like this only. It is raining. So only few things are there. So okay, ma'am. We shall wind up and we shall go with the class in the next class. In my side is also it's raining, so you are not able to hear it properly. I'm also my signal is also going weak. I'm not able to move. Yes, ma'am. We shall wind up the class, ma'am. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. It is raining very heavily, so only my connectivity is also not good. So I'm not able to move my cursor. Okay. Okay, ma'am. This is with that we shall go. Those who are having the Sandhya, tell me, ma'am. This alone you tell and we shall wind up.
Yes, ma'am.
We shall wind up. We shall wind up. No problem. B, we have ferrous sulfate displacement. Here we no reaction. What do you confirm?
Ma'am, B is more reactive than iron
B is more reactive than iron.
and less reactive.
B is less reactive than zinc. But since we have not got any answer with respect to this, so since they have not performed the reaction, we cannot come to a conclusion of this. Understand or not?
Yes,
Understand?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. With that, we shall wind up the other things. We shall do it in the next class. No problem. It is raining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. In my place also it is raining, so only signal is not.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care. Till then, take care. Go through the content before you come for the next class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.